Hello and welcome to a brand new Five Heart Podcast live. It is not Thursday night. It is not 9 o'clock Central. It is New Year's Eve, and it is dinner time for many of us. Maybe snack time or afternoon drink time if you are in the Pacific time zone, which is where my illustrious co-host is. Of course, I'm Greg Mahoshko. I'm hanging out in my basement in Southern Illinois, but from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, where she attended the Las Vegas Bowl, is our very own Minnie Hunt. Minnie, what did
I'm
you do?
here. I was so excited the whole game. And then
The end of the first quarter happened.
halftime happened. Yeah. Wheels fell off like they tend to do at halftime. It's like, can we come back? It's just right before halftime. I swear, if we had their quarterback, imagine where we'd be.
I think we need more than one quarterback. Clearly,
No.
this season showed one quarterback is not our magic fix-all.
I was texting you during the game, and I said, he reminds me of Tommy Frazier, their quarterback. He had the body type of Tommy Frazier. He was running like Tommy Frazier. He made things happen. He was the entire offense.
Yes, he was. The stats will agree with that. Dampier, Devin, maybe? I don't know. It's not important. Passing was 19 of 31 for 310 yards and 2 touchdowns for a 61% completion percentage. He also ran the ball 19 times for another 148 yards. So think about this. One individual contributed 458 yards and 5 touchdowns. As Nebraska just kind of shat the bed today, Minnie.
Okay, so behind me were the nice, we're kind of known as the nicest fan base, right? In college football. We don't hold a candle to the Utah Utes fan base. These guys were high-fiving us whenever we would score a touchdown, we'd high-five each other.
Do you think they felt sorry for us?
I mean, I really think they felt like, why can't they be better?
It was, I'll say this, and I said this on the official Five Heart Podcast X account. I liked what I saw from Isaiah Mosey and Nelson. I thought they played very well.
Hi, Nelson. He showed up in spades today. Remember last bowl game, how we got glimpses of like these players we never had seen before?
Right.
It was so exciting to see Isaiah Mosey and Quinn Clark even, and I mean just newer players showing up for the game. It was amazing. That was the highlight for me.
Hamilton Hall Husker says charity high fives. The thanks for coming kind. And Sam Sanchez says that's sacrilege to say the Husker fans aren't the best.
I'm sorry. We
Pity
are.
High fives.
We are.
High
You know
Mountain
what?
Guy says pity high fives from the Utah fans below rock bottom. Yet here we are.
We should feel bad for them. They lost their head coach. They lost their defensive coordinator. It's like they know that they're losing their quarterback. And I'm just like, can we get him?
No, we can't.
Are you sure?
Realistically, and so the announcers on the ESPN broadcast were talking about, of course, Kyle Whittingham going to Michigan, and there's a high likelihood that that he's going to pull their offensive coordinator with him, and the quarterback Dampier has close ties to both of those coaches. So I don't think he's staying in Utah. I know he's not going to Lincoln. It's just. First of all, Michigan can outbid us, honestly. And
they have that tie to Bryce Underwood. Do you really think they're going to give that up? $12 million.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay all that. I mean, you could just be like, all right, we're going to we
Goodbye. There's the door. And we have this new quarterback who costs a fraction
probably.
of what you cost.
I mean, I have no idea where Dampier is going to end up. I just don't think he's going to stay in Utah.
I'm telling you.
And I know he's not going to Lincoln. So don't even get your hopes up.
Right. If we had a quarterback like him or UCLA's quarterbacks, not that there's anything wrong with TJ. He's just fresh. He's new. He needs more time. I feel like if we had a quarterback like either one of those that were proven quarterbacks, we would be so much further ahead.
Yeah, you mean a mobile quarterback with some experience?
Yes, that is what I mean.
Yeah, I agree. I think we could do better with a more mobile quarterback with experience.
I'll show you guys my flop fit. It's time. Wait, let me back up.
Oh, Lord.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
I have these black patent leather pants.
Oh, no, trust me. We all saw it.
You saw it? Okay. Like, I'm Nebraska nice up top, but under waist down.
I want to follow you. Where are you from?
Coordination.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Waist down. I'm Vegas, New Year's.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
High Mountain Guy says, wait, we had Dylan and we're going to go to the playoff, remember?
Yeah. That kind of, I hate seeing all these Utah Utes walking out. They're like, they own it. They own it when they're walking out. I hate it.
You mean they're happy?
Yeah. They're like, what's that girl doing? I don't even know.
I don't know either.
It's sad. But you know what? Like I said, I didn't expect anything when I came. However, I did get to see Donovan Jones again in this bowl game. He dominated. I love that kid. He plays like that is every player I want on defense to be like Donovan Jones. Please, just be like him. And I saw today what I want in a quarterback.
And it wasn't TJ Lateef.
No, there's nothing wrong with TJ Lateef. It's just he's fresh. He's too new. Right?
Sam says TJ will get better. Just give him time.
He will. Sam, you're right. I think he will get better in time. It's so nice to see a quarterback who can take hits, though.
What's unfortunate is that we failed to tackle.
Yeah.
Gosh, our tackling was atrocious. So you mentioned Donovan Jones. He had 8 tackles on the day, 5 solo, 1 pass breakup. Caleb Benning led Nebraska defenders with 13 total tackles. Vincent Shavers in the middle with 9. Again, a lot of guys got play, but you expect a lot of guys to get play in the bowl game when a lot of guys, take some time off. So Javin Wright had 1.5 sacks. Cam Lenhart had a sack. And that means, Goldman also had the other half a sack.
I mean, if you look at the score only, you wouldn't think that this is a very good team.
It did not play like a very good team.
Okay. However, there are some bright spots. Our defense, number 1.
Gave up 44 points.
In the first half.
In the first half, gave up 24 points.
Going on. In the first half, I was very, very happy with them.
Okay.
Compared to what they did all season.
I mean, they ended up giving up 535 yards, Minnie.
Don't tell me that.
Okay.
Do you want to show that pic? Yeah. Somebody. Somebody was doing a break dance. He was so cute. That guy right there.
All right. Nobody cares about that.
Do you want to show that picture I sent you?
Yeah, sure. This is the picture that Minnie sent me. The end of the game.
It's the stats. Look at that.
I mean, you can't see that. It's.
Why?
Hmm?
It was first downs. The amount of first downs. They had like double the amount of first downs.
Well, they had 26 and we had 17. They would have had to have 34 to have double our first downs.
How many did we have?
17. Because that's how numbers work.
Shut up, Greg.
They did have almost 200 yards more offense than we did. I mean, they whooped our ass.
They did.
Now, James Boardman's out and about. He says, out and about tonight, so I'll drop off my thought and get back to my friends. That backwards hat was more embarrassing than the defense.
That backwards hat was something. He wore it the entire game.
Yeah. IU Dave agreed about the backwards hat, and he said he didn't exactly look like a field general.
What the hell? Why was he wearing that?
Why was he wearing that?
During this game. Like, I get it for practices, but during the game?
He was wearing it because he looked like a stud. Come on, Minnie.
I know. I'm trying to understand, okay?
Our founder, it's our fearless leader, it's John Dam Johnston bringing us a holiday treat on New Year's Eve.
Really, a holiday treat.
You are a holiday treat, my friend.
You look great, Minnie.
Thank you. Guys, I have to say, this Allegiant Stadium is fantastic. It is top notch. Like, nothing like Memorial Stadium, like at all. We have individual seats with cup holders. Look at how beautiful. Like, I'm standing under this gigantic chandelier. It's very Vegas.
Well, but Memorial Stadium's 100 years old, and Allegiant Stadium's like 5 years old. So
what you're saying is we need to build a new stadium and we'll be good again.
I think we need to compete with the NFL. That's what I'm saying.
Hamilton Paul Husker wants to know, John, why aren't you in the bathroom? And Aaron says John isn't in the crapper.
Listen. For 3 weeks, when we knew we were going to play this game until we played this game, every bit of social media was, oh, we're going to get run over. We are going to get killed. And then we got fucking run over and then we got fucking killed. Why would you be upset about this other than, it was pretty shitty?
And shit belongs in the crapper, John.
Well, yeah, it was. But, I think the thing is people shouldn't read too much into this bowl game. I just uploaded my reaction video. I explained why there. Listen, you fired your defensive coordinator, okay? You fired your defensive coordinator because the son of a bitch ran 3-man fronts inside the 10-yard line against Iowa. His defense was not working. You were not going to run that same defense in the bowl game. And when they came out and tried to run the defense they wanted to run, or the defense they tried to install in a very short time, it was clear those guys didn't know their assignments and didn't know what they were doing. So they had to switch back. This is my take on it. They had to switch back to a 4-3 base defense, and Utah knew that, and then they tore them apart. So the defense, if you're going to look at the defense, say all these players are terrible, well, it's a bowl game after you fired coaches. You know what I mean? Like I said, don't read everything into this. The world hasn't fucking ended.
Well,
how bowl games work.
You got an All-American who rightfully opted out of the game. I don't blame Emmett Johnson. I'm not upset at him at all for that. You had other guys who were injured. Rocco Spindler had a surgery on his hand. Nyziah Hunter missed the game. I didn't even know.
Where was Nyziah Hunter?
He was out. Out, injured. And you had a few other guys who just didn't play. And would it have made a difference in the long run? Honestly, probably not.
No.
But, you're right, John. From a consistency standpoint, did we fire our coaches too early? Probably not. I think you had to fire them when you did.
Yeah.
But it does lead to some, coaching difficulties in the few weeks that you have to practice before the bowl game.
Yeah.
I got to see Jeep Wade on the field. That was pretty cool. I'm like, that guy belongs. He belongs on Nebraska's offensive line. I loved
Aaron
it.
Keene says, it's truly the end of days when John is the voice of positivity.
I can be positive, you sons of bitches. I just, listen, we started the year 5-1. I predicted a 10-2 season because I bought into the year 3 hype. We started 5-1. We finished poorly like we did last year. Is this progress? I think we got all off season to discuss that. It's certainly not good, but I think what you saw in the last 2 regular season games is a defense that really lost faith in their coaching, and we got blown out in both those games, and we got blown out in this one.
I venture to say, John, that this offseason is going to be worse than last offseason. And I think I don't know if progress has been made, but it doesn't feel like progress has been made because last year we at least ended this. Yeah, we were 6-6 going into the bowl game, but we ended with a win. This year we went 7-5, but our last 3 games were absolute dog shit. And we have all this season to chew on the loss to Penn State, the loss to Iowa, now the loss to Utah. Like
that's the worst. Right. But okay, can you at least take some positives from this game? There are some I feel like there are some positives.
Okay, what are they?
I mean, there were some good runs by some running backs. Our quarterback needs help. He just does.
He needs to get on the field more.
Is that it?
You know what else he needs? He needs to not have Turner Corcoran as a right tackle.
All right. In the last 3 games, ever since we won at UCLA, we were outscored 121-48.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. So it was pretty bad, and we fired our defensive coordinator. I mean, there's a reason why we fired our defensive coordinator. So, I look at bowl games, and I had this argument in the game thread. Somebody said we should put in Heinrich Harburg, and I said there's no point to that. He's not going to be playing next year. When you play a bowl game, when you're playing a bowl game in the position Nebraska is, you're playing young players because you want to see get them more time on the field. You will have new coaches. You want your coaches to be able to see their players that they're going to have next year in live action and say, and honestly look at the guys and say, you know what, you didn't give much effort in that bowl game. Is that how you're going to be the rest? If you can't get fired up to play, maybe you're not the guy that should be starting here. And you couldn't figure out this assignment, or you need help on rushing the quarterback, your moves, your spins, all that kind of crap. So I forgot where I was going with this.
No, it
was Turner Corcoran. I don't know why they stuck Turner Corcoran. God help him. He's played good. He just looks like he's so beat up he can barely move. He did the lookout blocks and the Olay blocks. I didn't understand why we were missing a lot of offensive linemen guys. So
we still didn't have a defensive line coach for this game. That wasn't great.
That was Matt. Matt.
It was
Matt. His hat on backwards the whole entire game. I sent you a picture, didn't I, Greg?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you believe that? That's how he. I mean, I don't know. Is it a gimmick? I have no idea.
You know what the good thing is?
In Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart podcast, says, I guess the hat backwards shtick didn't pan out.
That'll be the only time we ever see that.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't think
maybe we'll get a defensive line coach in who knows what the heck he's doing.
I'm just trying to show you guys some of Las Vegas here. The Strip is really cool.
Are those stairs behind you, or don't fall over that ledge, Minnie?
Yeah, no, it's glass. It's glass.
Okay.
There's no risk here. I'm not going to fall over. But it's kind of cool. Luxor. I don't even know half of these casinos anymore. I used to come here a lot. But they're all like new, I swear. They're like always rebuilding here.
I
But
got to
this
go
is
out
a
there in
great
2
one.
weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I have no idea. I got to go out there because I have to build a network inside a condo for a business owner.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Yeah, it's going to be work. It's
Cooney says Rule looked like a major douche tonight with his hat on backwards.
okay. I thought people were complaining about it. And I thought, oh, come on, it's not that bad. And after a while, you're kind of like, he does look like the D word I was use is dipshit. Because I think you just don't do that. Come on. I mean,
All right, so this is an interesting question from High Mountain Guy. It says Iowa smoked a borderline playoff team today. We still going to stick with how bad they suck after our performance? Asking for a friend.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they don't suck. We suck.
they changed. They changed their offense. They got that Gronowski kid. He played well. I think they changed their offense enough that they could actually score them more than 20 points a game. And, Iowa had a really good season, and they did. It was. I hate to admit this publicly, but I did actually root for them against Vanderbilt because fuck the SEC. I decided I hate the SEC more than I hate Iowa, and there's something wrong with that. It's kind of fuck you, SEC. You know what I mean? All the shit talk from them and all the people, the playoff teams they got. I hope they get their ass smoked in the playoffs, so we can just make fun of them. That will be my off season. Does the SEC suck today? Yes, the SEC sucks today. So I can live off vicariously through other Big Ten teams. That's what I want.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like any of the other Big Ten teams. I don't like the SEC teams, so I guess I'm stuck rooting for Miami or Texas Tech. And I don't think I can do it. I can't root for Miami. So I guess Texas Tech.
What about Indiana?
No, they're in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
I'm walking. Walking out to my car. So if I lose you, I apologize. But
okay, if we lose you on the way to the car, you need to call us back because we don't want to think you got mugged and taken away from us.
I'm fine. I can have. They're Utah Utes.
That's what they say right before they get taken away.
Cooney reminds us that we do play Oregon, Indiana, and Ohio State next year. So
yeah,
3 Big Ten teams that are still in the playoffs. And I know we go to Oregon, and I think we have the other 2 at home. So
whether they have to get better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got to make leaps and bounds. So
we got rid of an offensive line coach that honestly plagued us for all 3 years, 5 years.
4 years.
The guy, he was just literally not good. And the reason why he was not good, I've said this before, and I'd say it again. Anytime anybody ran a twist or a stunt against our offensive line, they got free rushers because our offensive line's brains blew up because they didn't know how to handle it. So it doesn't matter if they were good at run blocking. You can't have an offensive line that does that. And he's gone for a reason. I think we know why he was kept around. I think stupid decision, but you can't make up for the past. You can't change decisions you made in the past. You can only make the better decisions when you go forward in the future.
Yep.
Look at that guy. Look at this one, Greg.
Okay. I guess I got to read that. How can you not root for Indiana football? They've been a doormat forever and have earned where they're at. Fine. I don't like Kurt Signetti. And I don't.
Why? He's a prick.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, okay. Well, that's fun. He's fun prick. He's kind of
But
Google me.
But why would I root for any other Big Ten team? Like I hate all of our conference competitors.
Who are you going to root? You have to pick somebody, don't you? Or you
Texas
just going to
Tech.
lay back and like hippie type, the Big Lebowski, just watch and suck it all in, man.
I already said Texas Tech.
Okay, that's
No Big Ten, no SEC, no Miami. Texas Tech is it.
Okay, Texas Tech.
By the way, Sam says, no, they didn't earn it. They paid for it through the portal.
Well, in this day and age, unfortunately, that's earning it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to make your good choices in the portal, and we have not made the best choices in the portal.
Well, speaking of, what do you think about? By the way, Fred says that now that you're here, he wishes he could be here properly to agitate you. But he says, quoting Matt Rule, says, "No more excuses. We got all the resources we need."
Well, we'll see what he does with them going into next season. I mean, it's pretty clear that we're going to need offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's pretty clear, and you're going to have to bid against everybody else for those offensive and defensive linemen, and that's going to be tough.
And I heard, and you probably remember this as well, John. Maybe not because of the brain injury, but Haas used to always talk the Bill Parcells explanation of why top flight, top tier linemen, offensive and defensive, are more hard to come by than your top flight skill players, because the good Lord just doesn't make them that big and that agile and that quick, everywhere. So,
and that's kind of the key, their feet.
Yeah.
If I had a kid that I wanted to play football and he was 5 years old, I'd start him in soccer. I mean, Ndamukong Suh's played soccer for when he was young. You got to know how you use his feet. And then he became a football player when he got too big to play soccer anymore. So if you want advice, take your kids, put them in soccer before you put them in football. And then they learn how to use their feet. And then they can go to football and play better football.
Well, my twins will be in kindergarten next year, John. And that's when the school soccer starts. And Robert, he's chunky and a bit aggressive. So I'm keeping my eye on him as a nose tackle.
I guess you do. You have a bigger. My kids had no hope.
Are you saying I'm fat?
No, I didn't say you're fat. You have a bigger frame than me. My kids, my kids had my wife's athleticism, which is a lot of stamina. She could run very well, run distance, do well. She's run a couple marathons, things like that.
How is Mrs. Coordination?
She's doing pretty good, I think. She's still married to me, so obviously her life is blessed. My God. I hope I haven't flooded everyone's living rooms with that bullshit.
John, since you haven't been here in a minute, how are you, brother?
I'm doing okay. I'm, the fatigue and pain are kind of hard to manage sometimes, and I started a new drug 3 days ago, and it's going fair.
Okay.
I shouldn't be so public with that, but it's, I don't like taking drugs, and there better be damn good reasons why I'm taking drugs. And, my doctor convinced me you should try this. And that's what we do. We try drugs now. We're at the point of life where I'm at. Just try this drug. And give
it a couple of weeks and see if it helps. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Otherwise, you know what? You got to move. You got to stay physical. You got to keep moving. Otherwise, you just flat out die. So
great.
You got to exercise. You got to,
All right. I'll try that. Maybe
you
tomorrow.
Should.
Tomorrow's a brand new day, and maybe tomorrow will be the day
Here's the thing. If you feel bad, if you feel depressed, anxiety, if you feel negative, things like that, you got to exercise. You got to get good things moving through your body. David Matney says, I miss Mike Riley.
That's right. Aaron Keene says that Metamucil isn't a drug, John.
I don't need that kind of drug. I'm fine in that
regard. Moving through your body.
Because I have a good diet, because I live with food Nazis.
I don't think you can use that word.
That's probably true. I live with food
nutritionists.
Yeah, they're. You know what? During Christmas, I kept looking around for what goodies I could buy for treats and stuff like that, and I realized that my family was not going to eat any of that stuff. Nobody was. They're all so healthy. It's unbelievable. Anyway, okay, back to football.
All right. Double O Dana has the cure for Nebraska football. And I'm serious. Like there's not like irony in this comment. Better line play on both sides will go a long way.
Well, that's true. I mean, it's obvious this year that we missed Ty Robinson. Although, honestly, I think with the defense that Butler ran, well, he would have made a big difference in the middle. But the Butler defense. Again, that's why we kind of collapsed toward the end of the year.
Yep.
He didn't make adjustments. It wasn't a good scheme in the first place. Somebody said, sorry to keep interrupting you. Somebody said on the game.
I'm used to it on the show. I have Minnie.
Somebody said on the game thread about our defense that they weren't beating us physically. They were beating us schematically. And I thought that was a really good explanation of what was going on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there were plenty of times where the broadcasters were talking about, like, gosh dang, they were pulling sometimes two linemen, and they were scheming one direction and then running the ball the opposite direction, and I know I guess it was Brock Osweiler kept saying how their offensive coordinator was not like kind of getting. Basically, they were scheming to have Nebraska always out of position.
Yeah.
All
year long. What was it early? Was it Michigan early on that ran counter against us, just kicked our ass? Because we had no idea how to defend counter. And then everybody else ran counter against us and just kicked our ass. And then we go into this game, and why would it be any different?
Well, because we have a defensive coordinator that we hired 2 weeks ago, and we don't have a defensive line coach. And, we had Matt with his backwards ball cap, and we had Mike Eckler chipping in. And it's just like too many damn cooks in the kitchen, and none of them know what the hell they're doing. So
I would have loved to if you know how they mic up people, I would have loved to have our new defensive coordinator actually like mic'd up.
Yeah. Sam says, need to learn to tackle the legs and drive through it, not wrap on the shoulder pads and fall off. We are so bad at tackling.
Yeah. Well, did you watch the TCU win?
Come on. Did I watch the TCU win?
TCU, yeah.
USC, I did not.
USC, okay. In the last play of the game in overtime, TCU throws a little out pattern, and it was 3rd and 20. The guy ran down the field, and I don't know how many missed tackles. Come on, who was it? TCU.
TCU won, yeah.
USC. I don't know how many missed tackles USC had, including one where the guy was like literally this far from the sideline, and he went to push him out, and the guy threw him off of him. Like, it was amazing. It was one of the best plays of the season. But, the tackling thing is kind of widespread, it seems.
It's kind of like I feel like defense in football is becoming a lot like defense in the NBA.
Yeah.
Kind of non-existent, and to an extent, you can almost throw in Major League Baseball, Now, obviously, we're outside of the steroid era, but, people pay to see home runs and they pay to see offense. I love a good pitcher's duel. I love a good defensive battle. That's why I can't watch the NBA, because there is no defense. And, the NBA peaked in the 1990s. Everybody knows that. But, just the games are not there are some teams out there that have really great defenses. Unfortunately, Nebraska is not one of those teams.
That's true.
And almost have to, I saw it here. I'm going to scroll up and find the comment. Gary Pierce says that our new defensive coordinator, Urich, has a lot of film to work with to justify cleaning house.
He does. That's true. I mean, we haven't seen that many players, I don't think, in the portal for Nebraska, but
no.
I mean, they are
They're
young
coming.
players. You know, we've made that excuse, but he. I think that's the purpose of it. You know, we played a team that was actually perfect for our defensive coordinator, our new guy, to evaluate what he's got because they kicked our ass, and he's going to
Yeah.
be able to look at him and say, you know, XYZ is not physical enough. You know, this guy can't move his feet. This guy doesn't have a brain.
You know, we talked about some of the players who didn't play. I didn't mention Deshaun Singleton or McCulloch, who both I think Singleton maybe sat out because he had a procedure. I don't want to say
surgery or something.
surgery. Yeah. So we missed those guys, but we were supposed to have one of the top secondaries. You know, so a lot of veteran leadership at the secondary position. God bless Marquise Buford. He just couldn't. He can't stay healthy, and you know, I know he kind of limped off the field. You know, wish him well, and you know, he's done. He's a 5th or 6th year player. It's, you know, nothing went according to the plan this year for Nebraska.
No, really, kind of. You know, special teams early on was a really bright spot. I have no idea. No, this probably was the most mystifying thing in this bowl game. Why the fuck Ja'Cory Bonnie felt the need to return every freaking kick? No idea why. You know, Mike Eckler was supposed to be running the defense or helping with the defense, and maybe he said,
Because
"Well, screw it, go for it. It's a bowl game. Who the hell cares?" You know, because coaches do that a lot. But you kind of go, "Could you not do this?"
There were so many times where, you know, of course he gets brought down. I remember one, he ran it out. If you're watching on TV, it's the right end zone, so running out to the left, and he got dropped at the 16-yard line, and they never made it to the 25 for a first down where the ball would have been spotted for a touchback anyway. It's like we're playing a field position game. I commented this on, I said this much on X. You're playing a field position game. Every yard matters. Take the touchback. Don't try to be a hero. You're not going to run a 104-yard kickoff return. It's not going to happen. It's not in Nebraska's cards.
We still have to learn the guy's name.
I'm just blaming the people who in the comments who put it with the E. I'm you know what? It's nobody's fault. It's autocorrect. It's an autocorrect fail.
You know, when they put it with an E, it's too close to eunuch. And nobody wants that defensive coordinator. You know who's got a great defense?
Who?
Miami.
Do you think that they're going to have enough of a defense to beat Ohio State?
I don't. I think the thing with Ohio State is they have so many players. You know, when you play defense, you have to give up something and you have to take away something. And I think when it comes to Ohio State, there's not really anything you can give up without that really hurting you a lot. And that's the biggest thing with playing against Ohio State is they have players. Indiana's kind of like that too. They have players all over the place. And if you give up this, well, they're going to kill you with it. And if you try to give up that, well, they're going to kill you with that. So I don't know. But Miami is in this. Miami is obviously in this college football playoff because of their defense. You know, and that if you wanted to construct a defense, I would look at again. I mean, Miami was the one that, you know, really kind of tore apart defenses in the late 80s. The wishbone offense was kicking everybody's ass. Tom Osborne's offense was kicking everybody's ass. You know, and then Miami showed up and they had the defense to take away all that stuff. So, and then they did it again in the late 90s, you know, in that 2001 team that beat us in the national title game. I mean,
right.
Yeah. So many NFL players on that team. They might have been the greatest team in college football history. I have blasphemed.
You mean except for ...
Except for the 95 Huskers, of course.
No, so I don't know if you were here at the beginning. I don't know if you caught this. Minnie made a comparison, speaking of the 95 Huskers. She thought that the Utah quarterback, Dampier, was very reminiscent of Tommy Frazier.
Yeah, except I think he probably their quarterback, Utah's quarterback, probably threw a better ball.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Also had, you know, Frazier didn't, I mean, that wasn't really the offense that they ran. Didn't have to really let it fly. And,
Right.
he put a lot of passes right on the money. It was tough. Utah is a good team. And
Yeah.
certainly
Well, they
better
were
than
10
us.
and 2.
Hmm?
I mean, come on. We got that draw because we brought shit tons of fans to Las Vegas.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Otherwise, I mean, if we would have got a lesser draw, then maybe we'd have had a chance. But I don't think so, even with our defense that is fucked up as it is.
What do you think about this comment by Mr. Matney? We managed to make any team look fantastic.
Well, that's true in the last few games. That's for damn sure, especially in November.
Yeah.
I think the problem with that is we have a bias about, like I watch a lot of college football. Actually, I watch a lot of NFL too, just because that's what I do. I don't have any life. And I think that when your team you recognize everything that's bad about your team without realizing that same thing is really bad about other teams all over the place too. Like you mentioned, defense is, or tackling, things like that. Having a good defense, I think, is way more difficult now than it has been in the past. Although I think,
the rules have changed so
Yeah.
much in the last 20 years that favor offense
Yeah.
and protect. I'm not saying that I'm all for safety in the game, but it means that for fear of being have a flag thrown for targeting and possibly ejected, a defender's got to slow
Yeah.
up before contact at times. Somebody mentioned that they teach not being able to tackle is inexcusable. They teach tackling from Pee Wee on. Pee Wee tackling is not the same as Division I tackling. It's a very different sport. The fundamentals should be there, yes, but to an extent, like hell, our defenders today, they were just trying to hold on for dear life for some of those Utes.
Yeah.
So,
well, what else we got?
I don't know. I'm sad.
Are you? I said, I'm refusing to take this that seriously because again, it's a bowl game. People missing, coaches missing. I think honestly, in some ways, they coached for the future. With the defensive change that they did,
Mm-hmm.
I think they coached for the future and not for we're going to make this impressive.
So when you take that approach, let me ask you this: and you look at this game in a vacuum. Nebraska versus Utah. Forget about the other 12 games this season. Was this a game of X's and O's or Jimmy's and Joe's?
Well, I think it's both. I mean, the X's and O's part was clear on the defensive part. I think the Jimmy's and Joe's we know that's the line issue.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably didn't help that Rocco was out. Well, we can blame. Everybody has that problem. But let's take this one. Living Life 29 says, do you guys think it's lack of drive or coaching? What do you think it is?
I'm trying to hold on. There we go.
Oh,
Minnie's back.
Hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
Sorry about that. I lost internet access.
I think Living Life. I don't know if again, if we're looking at today in a vacuum, probably both. If we're looking at the entire season, I would say coaching.
Yeah.
And we hope that the changes that were made here in the last month have rectified that. Obviously, we still don't have a defensive line coach. But I do think that at all times, the players want to win.
Yeah, I don't think Turner Corcoran wasn't trying. I mean,
right.
he was just beat up and he's got cement blocks for feet, unfortunately.
I was thinking about this on the way to my car. I'm in my car now. It's like this, okay? The offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, the special teams coach, they're in charge of the game. It's the head coach's job to make sure we get the right players. We've had 3 years of this. Has he gotten the right players? Because I look at Kyle Whittingham's Utah Utes,
Right.
and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would give anything to have that offensive line. I'd give anything to have that quarterback.
Well, I think it's pretty clear that he hasn't got. I mean, his quarterback choices have not been the greatest. I mean, Jeff Sims. What he apparently for today for Arizona State, they lost to who? Duke in their bowl game. Apparently, Jeff Sims put up like 400 yards for them.
Jeez.
Maybe it's us. Maybe it is us. But he's been a turnover machine at times for Arizona State. I don't think he was a good choice for Nebraska. Dylan Raiola, I know you love the guy, but he just doesn't seem like he has the processing speed upstairs that he needs to do well in the offense we had for him. So, again, offensive, defensive lineman. I think there's been misses in the receiving core too. These guys come in with these high expectations, and I don't know if they've lived up to them that well.
Let's talk about a miss in because I know it was Keen who's always wanted to stir the pot. Says 3 years. We've had 20 plus years of this, but in the Frost era, we had Wan'Dale Robinson, and we like to use him as a running back, and we like to oftentimes get him killed. I remember, I think it was his last game as a Husker. He caught the touchdown and immediately got obliterated, somehow held on to the football. And now he's in his 4th year with the Giants, has 1,000 yards receiving. Like, it's not a talent. I think we're bringing in talented guys. We just don't know what the hell to do with them when they get here.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I don't know, Greg. I mean, I saw a big talent gap today in the game. I saw a big talent gap.
Where?
Between Nebraska and Utah.
Yeah, but which position? On
Huh?
offense?
Yes.
Well, I think their quarterback was definitely. I mean, that guy's got to be. Is he an NFL prospect?
He should be. He's only a junior. That's why
Okay.
I'm like, can we please get him? I don't care how much money he costs. I want him.
I think their offensive line was, better than, probably our offensive line.
We
we did tear them up on the first two drives.
Yeah.
Bone-led Cord-Fed says we need mean, nasty, brutal, and beyond repair players, not nice guys.
I don't disagree with that.
I'm too old and my knees are too bad.
Well, it looks like NBA players are coming back into college football or college basketball. Maybe we could get Richie Cognito.
Well, actually, I saw today that the president of the NCAA would not grant eligibility to those two-way players.
Well, he's going to do whatever the lawsuits tell him to do.
That's true, too.
So
we have a problem where we fade. I don't know if it's conditioning or what, but we fade at the end of the season. We fade after halftime.
We fade after halftime, Greg.
Well, but we fade after the season too, because look at our Novembers. We're abysmal in November in the last handful of years.
Well, a lot of that is, again, I mentioned it earlier. I think the defense lost faith in their coach and just.
Well, this year, but there's previous seasons where we went over. We went over, I think, last year in November. I take it back because we beat Wisconsin. So
yes, get to a ball game.
2-6 in the last 2 years in November. That's not ideal.
You know what the problem is? This year I didn't make it to any home game. I only went to Minnesota. Last year I made 2 home games, Colorado and Wisconsin. We won both of those.
John, you need.
I guess I need to get my ass down to Lincoln next year.
It's my fault too, because I made it to 5 games. We won 1 of them.
I went to 1 game and
I
we
wouldn't
won
admit that if I was you, but like, for example, I'll give you an example. Do you know how much Husker men's basketball I've watched this year?
How much?
None.
Me either. I know.
Now I feel like if I start watching, I watched a little bit of a game, and the other team scored like 7 points in 30 seconds. And I thought, yeah, it's me. And I turned it off immediately, and then they didn't, and then everything was okay. So I look at Husker basketball and I think, oh my God, this might be the year. No, don't say that. And then I think I'm not going to watch this because I'm going to destroy it for everybody.
That's how I feel about Husker football. I don't want to say it out loud, but since you went ahead and said it about men's basketball, I'm going to say it. John, Greg, everybody in chat, I'm the reason we keep losing.
That's what Never Mind Me says. Never Mind Me says, keep your ass at home, Minnie. Your attendance ain't helping.
I became a fan 10 years ago. And it's me. I know it.
Well, what are you going to do now?
I'm
go into quilting.
I like the baton twirlers. Maybe I'll start stalking them.
High Mountain Guy says, wasn't Brock Knutson from Scotts Bluff supposed to be our big, nasty, filthy, homegrown road grader? Has anyone seen him anywhere but a milk carton?
Well,
no.
Part of that is because our offensive line coach didn't develop really any offensive linemen. They were total offensive linemen. What else we got?
That's too cruel, High Mountain Guy. Minnie is not Yoko.
Wow.
I feel like I am mean. Yoko. At this point, I think I am Yoko. Guys, I'm the sacrificial lamb. Do you guys want to sacrifice me? I wouldn't blame you. We need it. We need a sacrificial lamb.
Okay. You know what? I think we can go across all the other Nebraska podcasts and find somebody that's a sacrificial lamb much better than you.
It's fine.
I prefer you stayed around. Nebraska Twitter. Can I talk about Nebraska Twitter for a minute?
Yes.
I don't go on Twitter that much anymore. I watch things, but I don't tweet hardly at all. It's become some kind of hellscape where it's just so negative and so just, everything's so groupthink, negative, terrible. It's just a terrible experience. It used to be kind of fun, but now it's just everybody bitches about every single thing, whatever. Did you cover this one?
No, but apparently we are going to do that now. Sam Sanchez says, still say who keeps the starters in going into the fourth quarter, and on top of that, keeps throwing the ball. I'm all for making the opposing team stop your offense, but show some class and run the ball.
Is he talking about Utah?
He's talking about Utah.
Okay. I thought he was talking
about they were throwing. They had their starters in the fourth quarter. They were throwing the ball.
Sam's right.
Hey.
Well, and I think the days they don't run up the score are gone now. I think the thing is that players want to showcase their talents no matter what the score, what the games are, because they're all trying to get as much money as possible. So throw out everything that you used to think was proper behavior of football, and
Brian Bauer says this is what we get for not sacrificing Lil Red at midfield of the spring game. And
we have to have a spring game.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Gary says we should have played Kansas State in the Rate Bowl and drank discount wine at Minnie's house.
I agree with that.
That would have been a lot more fun. I'd be up for that. I feel like I'm the bad omen. I'm not kidding. I'm going to go into the new year thinking this.
Probably.
I guess we do have, Aaron Keene points out, John, clearly all of us on X are not listening to the podcast or it wouldn't be so negative. We do have 200 and some visitors on X, so I shouldn't be beating them over the head too much. But man, it's just part of that is maybe people attack me because I deserve it sometimes.
I want to talk about this one.
What?
Interesting question by Vince Watson. Who keeps calling timeouts at the end of an ass kicking? What was the point of that?
Who did that?
Matt Rule.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's still trying to get plays in,
But it's just mercy killing. At that point, let's get the continuous clock going, and the clock doesn't stop unless there's an injured player. Let's roll.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. Most people were ready for. I mean, Minnie, you were at the game, and you said that people were heading to the exits.
They were heading to the exits after the third quarter, and I was like, If I was in Lincoln, at least I'd be entertained right now because why? My favorite part of the game, fireworks, light show.
That is the highlight of your 2024 season.
GDSPE says what happens in Vegas needs to stay in Vegas, and hopefully that's where Matt Rule leaves that backwards cap shit.
Oh my
That's really what that is about.
John, you're not kidding. I never want to see that again. And I'm the cheesiest of the cheesy. I love a good gimmick. I love a good costume. Give me a reason to dress up. Give me something just to have fun with. I'm there. But him wearing his backwards cap, the same camo with the N backwards during the entire game, I wanted to flick it off of his head so bad.
He looked like Larry the Cable Guy. Like Larry the Cable Guy's drunk cousin, Matt the Carpenter.
I love a good gimmick. I love a good costume. This was not the time.
Read that, Greg.
Why do I have to read?
Because I suddenly
Okay. High Mountain Guy says, I feel like even the negative is relatively positive. I mean, who has more stamina, more funny shit to say, and more love for this terrible team than us Huskers? Fan base is solid.
That's right. That?
I guess we're all still here. There is that. I think that's a good tribute, isn't it?
Cool.
All right, I'm going to have to go soon and eat supper.
What?
I'm going to have to go soon and actually eat something.
Yeah, me too. But living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says, Minnie, you're starting to sound negative. Do we need a wellness check?
No, guys. Let's be clear. There was no negativity coming out of my mouth till the fourth quarter. Fourth, till we were beaten down by 40 points, okay? It was not negative at all. And then I'm like, what the freak? We're such a better team than this. I know we are. I have no idea why we suck so bad. But we better get our shit together, okay? That's all.
Here's a little bit of grace from Gary Pierce. Gary says, let's not forget that Utah is an 11-2 team. We had no business playing them.
Well, they're
11-2 now.
Well, yeah, okay, 10-2 before the bowl game. That's not much better. They were ranked 15, and we were ranked nowhere.
This is what I murmured to myself last night as I was falling to sleep. It's our last chance to beat a ranked team.
Till next year when we have 14 of them on the schedule on a 12 game.
Greg!
I thought it was always to play the best. You have to be the best. You have to play the best.
Yeah, that's how it used to be. I mean, that's how it still is, but you have to beat the best eventually. Never Mind Me says, it's not midnight for 4 more hours in New York. I'm old. I'm not going to make it. I understand I'm not going to make it. Speaking of 2026, I found this graphic. This is appropriate. It's for life, but it can also be used for Nebraska football. Some of you will understand the reference. Fred, you're one of them. You got Marty Jannetty saying, thinking everything's getting better when this year ends. And then you have Shawn Michaels in at 2026, just ready to kick him through the barbershop window.
Okay.
There's going to be a few. There will be a few of you Ecking Crew members who are going to understand this. Minnie and John don't. I found it. No. I found it appropriate.
I don't get it.
That's fine. It's a heel turn. You think that 2026 is going to come in better, but 2026 is also going to kick you in the teeth and rob your soul.
I was thinking 2026 would just be better.
No.
It turns out it's going to kick me in the face.
Kick you in the face and send you through the barbershop window.
Okay, this is how I wanted to spend New Year's Eve.
Me too.
Hey, I'm really glad that you decided to join us, John.
Yeah, getting my face kicked in by
life.
I guess if you set that expectation.
John, can I ask you something?
Sure.
It's been a while since we've seen you live.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. She's going to ask the question. I know she is.
I'm going to ask. I'm sorry, Greg. Hush.
I take pills for that.
Not that question.
Okay.
What can we expect to see from John Johnston in 2026?
I know the answer to that question.
Shut up. Not you.
Well, oh my God. What can we? I'm not prepared to answer that. Well, I keep focusing on my History Channel. I keep doing a lot of that stuff. And you know what it's done? It's done two things for me. Number one, it's given me a much broader perspective on loving college football more than I ever have, because I'm not as angry about all the teams as I used to be. I don't hate everybody as much. I try to respect everybody's past. And what was the other thing that it's done for me? What you get for getting old.
What can we get from you? We want more John Johnston.
Is that it?
We do. We want more of you.
People demand it.
I feel like you took a year off and now it's time to come back.
Okay, well, I did kind of take a year off, didn't I? I still did the reaction videos. I didn't do any any live shows, did I?
No, you left me on Mondays all by myself.
You have Fred.
Then I have to deal with this guy, Greg, on Thursdays.
All right, I'll try to be back a little bit more.
All right.
How's that?
Sounds good.
Okay, in the comments, should I show up more often or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
There
they
you
will.
go.
You know they'll say that. We want to talk about super negativity, and
Yes.
in our way too early 2026 predictions, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says we don't win 6 games next season. I'm calling it now.
Well,
Lord.
I think if we don't win 6 games, we all know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
Matt Rule hits the streets of Lincoln.
Who was it in our Slack room who had a friend of theirs say that there's only about 8 teams that can truly win a playoff, and the rest of the teams are selling hope because they change their coaches every 3 or 4 years to sell that hope? Do you remember who that was in Slack?
Was genius. Whoever said that was genius.
And you kind of look at it and you go, wow, that's really hard to argue against, because I mean, you look at why did James Franklin get fired at Penn State?
Selling
It's
hope.
really because he just got worn out. Everybody got worn out of him not winning the biggest games. And now I don't know if they've stepped into a better situation with Matt Campbell. I think Matt Campbell's a really good coach, but is he as good as James Franklin? That's going to be a really hard bar. So, when you look around, the whole thing selling hope every 3 or 4 years. I guess we could take I should go eat, but I think everybody is bothered by where college football is. I think if you watch the games are fantastic. I think the games are still amazing. By the way, Miami's gone up 7-0 over Ohio State.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. The games are fantastic. I think the college football playoff format, you can argue about that all day long. But where college football is going, with all the portal stuff and the NIL stuff, college football always had pageantry and the allure of alumni and the allure of, rooting for the alma mater as part of its advantage over the NFL. And when you look at the portal with everybody moving around so much and NIL stuff, it's really stripped away that veneer. And if it loses that going forward, you have to believe that a whole gob of college football fans are just they're not going to pay attention to college football. But the problem with that, saying that is it's not actually showing up in the viewership.
It's not.
The viewership shows that people are watching college football probably more than ever.
Yeah.
So maybe the off season is figuring out.
Something.
Well, I think part of that is because people might be intrigued because Indiana has never been there before, and intrigued because, James Madison made it into the playoff. I don't know. These are the kinds of things that I look at and, I'm trying to learn more about it. My life in IT was predicting the future. All right. It was going to customers and saying, you need to look at this because this is what's going to happen next. And we have to plan to put this in because 3 years from now, all your shit here is going to be obsolete. It's what I did for a living for, 2 decades, basically. And you still kind of have to do that because of security and AI and things like that. I don't do a lot of that anymore. But looking at the future of college football, it's it's really muddy. It's whatever you. Well, I published something today where I've asked people on Twitter and things, people I know, to do this, and nobody ever has. But I'm kind of rambling here, so if it's bullshit, stop me. Um, there's a lot of people that think college football players need to be classified as employees, and I don't think you can actually do that ever, because it would mostly because 90% of colleges couldn't afford it. You'd have to pay for health insurance. And the other thing you'd have to pay for is stadiums, right? Because you can't
John,
just have a university just let a private entity have its stadium for free.
that's
Part of the
exactly what I was
cost of it.
thinking. But
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was thinking today. Walking into that stadium, okay, went to 2 NFL stadiums this season to watch the Huskers play. One was the Chiefs Stadium, and the other was the Raiders Stadium.
so a lot better
What?
stadiums than
Oh
Memorial.
my gosh, they're
Yeah.
so much better. Not even,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a joke how horrible. I was joking with the guys behind me because they're a Utah Utes fan. I said, I'm sorry if I'm just used to standing up at all my games that I go to because the seats are horrible at
Yeah.
Memorial Stadium. Just
Yeah,
tap
that's
me
a
on
good
my
point.
shoulder. I mean, you have so much room. Every seat has a cup holder. It's so nice.
Yeah, I've been to games at US Bank where the Vikings played, but everybody thinks they should be employees. I don't think that can work. I don't really know unless Congress gets involved. I don't know how you're going to fix this mayhem, this complete chaos. But what I did was I put it in the feed on Coordination. I had Claude AI develop a cost analysis for what it would look like if players became employees, and it's just way too freaking expensive to do that. So I think there's two obvious things pushing college football. Well, 3. Number 1, there's lawyers. They can make shit tons of money off lawsuits. So whenever they can make money off stuff, they're going to go make money. That's what they do. This is America, capitalism. And then I completely lost my frame of mind. I should write this shit down. 2, network executives, TV executives. Mm-hmm. They control the schedules. They're pushing the games. They know who they want to show on TV to get the highest money out of their investment in it. And those are the drivers in college football. They have been for a while, except the lawyers have gotten a lot more aggressive in attacking the NCAA because they know the NCAA doesn't really have a foot to stand on. I'd say the third part of this is all of the other people that are glomming onto this. NFL agents are restricted by NFL rules, basically, that they cannot make more than 5% off. They get a 5% cut. That's not true for college agents. They can take up to 15 or whatever they want because there's no rules on that.
Yeah, even more.
So there's a lot of people that are going to make money off of a lot of young men making a lot of money, and they're going to glom onto them and they're going to suck money out of them. And why would anybody want that to stop if you were a part of it? So you got a lot of people, because college football suddenly made so much money, that are just glomming onto it. That weren't there before. So there's no incentive for that to stop when you're in a capitalist system like this. You know what I mean? There's no outside pressure that says this can't continue. People keep expecting donors to run out of money. They're not going to run out of money.
There has to be a law. That's what it is. It's the
my
antitrust
God.
law that made NIL possible to begin with.
Yeah.
They screwed us. There's no law against it.
Miami is up 13-0.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No way.
Who would have thought that Indiana broke Ohio State?
Well, what I said earlier about Miami. They have a really, really good defense, and I think this was a pick 6.
No way.
Way.
Yeah.
Where are they at? What quarter?
Oh, he just jumped that route. That was so fucking terrible.
Second quarter.
Yeah, it's the second quarter.
Early in the second quarter.
Okay.
All right.
Well, there's lots of game left. I'm not going to just discount this just quite yet. It's Ohio
Second
State.
quarter, 11:49 left. We should all go watch this game because it'll probably be
Let's
a
go
good
do
game.
that.
John, thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the show tonight. What a special treat for all the Ecking crew here.
I rambled on a lot, didn't I?
You're great. Minnie, thank you for joining us from the stadium and now from your vehicle and safe.
Guys, you want to see my car? Look how
I
pretty.
don't know, do we?
Look at. That's,
What is it?
This
Is it
I got a Tesla, and it's all white. It's beautiful. Like, look at how pretty my seats are. I've got embroidered everything, Tesla stuff. Like, this is like, I could live in this car. I love it so much. It drives me everywhere I want to go. I drove to Las Vegas listening to an audio book, and I'm like, oh,
Wait a minute.
totally
Is this
refreshed.
your actual car?
Yeah.
Or is this a rental?
No, this is my
You have a
car.
Tesla.
Yes.
Wow. I have a 2010 Ford with like 180,000 miles on it.
I probably have one of those too. I just love this car for like taking me places. I don't drive anymore. It even parks for me.
Wow. Well, that's a great ending. I feel inadequate now. Thanks a lot, Minnie.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We will leave you with this thought from Vince Watson.
What's that?
Damn, I feel like a Cubs fan. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. Oh, God.
That'll do it for this episode, this very special episode of the Five Heart Podcast. I'll be back on Sunday night with Haas and with Jake for the final coordination overreaction of the season. And Minnie, you'll be around Monday with Fred with the Monday Night Therapy. And then Tuesday, Husker Happy Hour with Andy, although I don't know how happy it'll be. And we'll be back at a regularly scheduled day and time next Thursday, 9 o'clock Central, for a brand new Five Heart Podcast. For our founder, our fearless leader, Mr. John Dam Johnston. For the wonderful, and hope she gets where she's going safely, Minnie Hunt. Happy New Year for myself.
New
and
Year.
everybody.
And Dick Clark's happy.
Yes. Have a
I've
happy
been
New
interrupted the entirety of the Five Heart Podcast. There's never been a co-host that I've had on this show that didn't interrupt me.
Craig, screw you. And go Big Red.
John left. He's like, I can't take it anymore. Yes. Five Heart is all the heart you need. Minnie saying the quiet part out loud. Go Big Red.